If you are new to Dungeons & Dragons and you are staring at the class list, thinking to yourself, what do I choose? How do I know what the best choice is? And will I ruin my character before the game even starts by choosing this class? I need you to take a breath. You cannot mess up classes in Dungeons & Dragons. But it is really important that you make the most informed and correct choice for what you want to play. So today, I'm going to break down how new players should actually choose a class without optimization pressure, without tier lists, or any Reddit arguments. Welcome to this episode of the Bearded Nerd Podcast, where I help new players and game masters learn, play, and grow their love for tabletop RPGs. One of the most overwhelming moments for new players is character creation. You open the book and you see a list of different classes or roles that you would take as a player. The barbarian, the cleric, the wizard. And immediately you feel like there's a right answer. Well, let me reassure you, there is not a right answer. Today, we're going to simplify class choices so that you can pick up the book and your character confidently and enjoy your first campaign. With that being said, let's dive into this episode of the Bearded Nerd Podcast. As we prepare to dive into this episode, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to the podcast because I will be doing a series both on the podcast and on YouTube of a breakdown of each class and what each class does in such a simple way that it's easy to digest and you can spit it out to your friends at work. But in order to have that information, you need to be subscribed so that you get the notification of when the next episode drops. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast. With that being said, the biggest mistake new players make is often based upon the idea of what's the strongest, what's the easiest, and what do tier lists on Reddit say. But here's the truth. Power matters way less than playstyle. If you're going to spend hours specifically with a character, you want to pick something that feels fun. That wins any argument online. They can say that one class deals the most damage and the other class does the most damage, but it doesn't matter if you are not having fun. So, instead, you need to start with this question. What do I want to be doing during the game? Do I want to hit things? Do I want to cast spells? Do I want to sneak around? Maybe I want to heal and support and not be directly involved in combat. Do I want to be able to talk my way out of problems? Those answers are going to narrow the field down immediately. Here's a simplified breakdown for new players. If you want to simply have a character that's hitting things and easy to understand, they want clear actions and that they're durable, you may want to choose a fighter or a barbarian, for example. If you want flexibility, using a lot of skills, able to create high impact moments with simple mechanics and deep creativity, you might choose a rogue. If you want flashy magic, right, fewer spells to track, but they have big effects and they feel really cool, a sorcerer or a warlock will fit your needs. If you want versatility, being durable, supportive, and strong at spell casting while being strong like a tank, a cleric would fit. If you are understanding these type of logical questions, then you're going to be able to choose the class that's right for you. This, in my opinion, is the way to go because it allows you to kind of logically choose what you want to do based upon how you want to play the game. I've seen a lot of new players that I've ran games for going this route and having a better time than spending hours on Reddit. It just makes sense. Now, you may ask yourself, well, what if I pick wrong? This fear is constantly online, and it's normal for you to have. But here's the reality. Most tables will allow for you to adjust your character, to swap spells, and to even change classes early on. So, talk to your dungeon master, talk to your players. A good table prioritizes fun over performance. You are not locked into being miserable. And a lot of times Reddit can make Dungeons and Dragons feel like math work. But it's not. Unless your table is intentionally playing a highly optimized campaign, you don't need perfect stats, you don't need multi-class builds, and you don't need to maximize damage per round. You just need to be engaged, be open to creativity and collaboration with the party. A quote suboptimal character played really well is actually more enjoyable than one that is fully optimized and plays passively. Let me re-say that or reword it. It would be better for you to play a character whose stats are trash, but you play that character so well because you love playing that character, rather than choosing a character that's optimized and you absolutely despise playing this character and you're not having fun. It's better to be the first than the latter in this case. So, what's the secret then to enjoying any class, no matter which one you pick? It's about leaning into the identity of that character class. Oftentimes, barbarians are seen as strong, brutish warriors. You can play it that way, but you can play it to be bold, right? You can play a rogue who is typically a thief or a scoundrel even as an observant person. It doesn't matter. The mechanics are there to support the fantasy, but you are there to create the personality. So again, we go back to the core question. What type of character do you want to play? Once you ask yourself that question and you dive into those character classes, the recommendation would be to then choose that class and make it your own. Doesn't matter how poorly you roll the stats for the character, make it your own. You can even make it a story or a background story for why they are the way they are. Let's say you rolled poorly for strength. Maybe you write down that they were sick as a child and they were weak, physically weak, whatever it may be. But you make it your own. That is what's going to make Dungeons and Dragons fun for you. Again, if you're new to D&D, I want you to remember there is no perfect first class. There's no perfect class in general. There's only the class that you are excited to play. Choose your class based on what sounds fun to you. Talk to your dungeon master and don't let the internet steal your enjoyment. If this episode helped you feel more confident choosing a class, share it with someone building their first character and subscribe for other episodes specifically on the classes in Dungeons and Dragons. And if you want more beginner-friendly guidance, check the show notes for tools and resources. Until next time, pick what excites you, show up to the table, and as always, folks, keep gaming.